everyone, and welcome back to another half an hour yoga flow with me, Rosie. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're returning, nice to see you again. We're really going to be looking at balance in this class, and this idea of not only finding our balance through our asana practice, but finding our balance throughout the whole practice as a whole. So we're actually going to get started down on our back. So when you're ready, coming down, taking the legs out long. And when you get here, just closing down through the eyes and starting to notice all of the parts of the body that are connected down to the mats. So I invite you here to maybe take the hands onto the belly, maybe even one hand on the chest or heart space, one hand on the belly, and just draw that attention, that awareness back to the breath. So we notice that energy, that prana flowing through the body. Breathing softly in and out. And again, working with this idea of balance, today we're going to be looking at this idea of sthira and sukha, so effort and ease. Maybe ebb and flow. Noticing the differences between the two. And noticing how and when they come into our practice. So starting off by just taking a releasing breath, breathing in through the nose. Exhale, release out through the mouth. Noticing rise and fall of the belly. Next, inhale, gently starting to move the hands. And we stretch up overhead, maybe even finding an interlace through the fingers. Maybe even a yawn if it's first thing in the morning. Inhale here, breathing in. Exhale, just remove that interlace if you've got them. And we're just going to start by picking up the feet and walking them over to the left-hand side. Picking up the head and the hands and also moving them over to the left and then lowering them down so torso stays where it is. Just a few seconds here. Noticing that opening through the right side body. Option here to deepen by taking the right ankle crossed over the left. Just a few breaths. And then slowly moving back through center, lifting head, lifting arms, coming back in. And then walking feet over to the right. Lifting head, lifting arms, picking them up, moving over to the right, placing back down and allowing that body to be heavy when we get here. Again, option to deepen, maybe taking left ankle over the right. Noticing how this feels through the left side of the body, that stretch working its way all the way up. One more breath here. And then coming back through center. Drawing those arms forwards, drawing knees into the chest. And then just starting to take a roll backwards and forwards. So taking hands behind the knees. Starting to find that movement. And maybe with that movement we then come all the way up to seated, or maybe we use those hands to help us. And we're going to roll straight forwards into a tabletop. So taking shoulders above wrists, hips above knees. And as we get here, just seeing if you can find that neutral position. So we've got the hands pushing down, and take that gaze forwards when you get here. And we're going to start by checking in with that balance. So when we're ready, as we inhale, we're going to reach that right arm forwards and look forwards with the hand. Breathing in here. As we exhale, take right hand down. Taking the same with the left. Inhale, arm comes up. Exhale, we draw down. Then same with the legs. As we inhale, right leg comes behind. Foot's either flexed or pointed, your choice. Notice how that body engages here. How does that core start to switch on? What parts of the body start to work as we find that balance? Taking right leg down, moving over to the left. Maybe you even flex and point the toes, moving between the two. Feeling into any wobbles that there might be here. And then taking that knee back down. From here, just dropping hips back, coming into a child's pose, arms reaching out long. And again, we pick up those fingertips and just walk them over to the right hand side, staying up on the fingertips and allowing the head to just drop down heavy. Breathing in here. Exhale, coming back through center, walking hands, fingertips over to the left, and again, releasing the head down. Slowly lifting up, heeling up, coming back through center, and then drawing the body back into this kneeling position here. So as we inhale, those arms are going to start to rise up towards the head. So we exhale, hands come down through heart center and Jali Mudra. Next inhale that we find, we're going to start to rise up to high kneeling again, taking the gaze up to the hands. Exhale, we move through a child's pose, palms coming up behind us, forehead down to the mats. As we inhale, we start to reach fingertips towards the front of the mat. We roll the body up almost like a wave. And as we come down, we find that exhale, finding the belly. Next inhale, we lift head, shoulders, maybe hands come off the mat, baby cobra. Exhale, hands push down, we tuck under toes, roll it back, downward facing dog. Make this a stretchy one. So take any pedaling out through the feet that you might need, any movement through shoulders, through the head, whatever it may be. Just check in here, it might just be that you need stillness. And then next inhale, we drop knees down, untuck toes, we arrive back in our tabletop. As we arrive here, finding that neutral position again, and then the next inhale, we drop the belly, lift the chest. Exhale, round through the back, allow the head to hang down. 2 more of these, inhale, drawing up. Exhale, rounding. Inhale up. Find space for the chest. Exhale, round. And then we draw back, taking hips back down, finding that kneeling position again, back of the mats. Taking that gaze forwards, taking that same movement as we did before, so trusting in that intuition. As we inhale, arms reach up again above the head, gazing up to the hands. Exhale, hands come down, Anjali Mudra. As we inhale, we start to draw up again, high kneeling, taking gaze towards the sky, maybe even finding a small back bend. Exhale, hands come behind us, forehead down, child's pose. We inhale, starting to move the body like a wave, fingertips reaching forwards, hips draw up and then down, finding the belly. Exhale here. Inhale, head, chest lifts, baby cobra. Exhale, we tuck under toes, roll it back, downward facing dog. And we take a pause here. We check in with that alignment, hands shoulder distance apart, feet hip distance apart. From our downward facing dog, 2 options here. So we inhale, right leg is going to sweep up towards the sky. Option to take a bend through that right knee, rotate right knee out to the side, find an open hip variation. Or option to keep that right leg long. Walk hands back towards the left foot and find a variation here of our standing split, allowing head to drop down, hands, fingertips down to supports. Your choice. Only a few breaths here. So if you're in that standing splits, just taking 1 more breath, then starting to walk those hands back, and then wherever you may be, right leg out long as we inhale, breathe in. Exhale, right foot coming in between the right hands. We place down, we draw up as we rise, finding our high lunge. Breathing in here, feet grounding down into the floor, fingertips lifting up. Breathe in as we exhale, hands come down together, Anjali Mudra through heart center, chin drops down to chest. And as we find our next inhale, we cactus open through those arms, take the gaze maybe up to the sky, maybe you find a small back bend here. Inhale. Exhale, we round, close the hands back together. we see if we can find that buoyancy. So we're going to spring forwards onto that right leg, straightening right leg, left leg coming out behind us, finding our warrior three. Just pausing here, right foot grounding down, focusing that drishti, so that gaze on something that isn't moving. And we feel into these wobbles. So that right foot might be moving side to side, and that's what's keeping us balanced. So one more breath here. Inhale, breathe in. Exhale, we start to rise up through the chest. We're going to draw that left knee in towards the chest and just pause here, gaze forwards. And then option to take that left leg behind you. So left foot coming towards the left glute, taking left hand maybe around that left foot. And then we start to dip forward. So we're dipping the chest forwards, lifting foot behind us, finding our dancer. So your choice here. Either staying with that foot just to the glutes, or we drop down through the chest, lifting up through the right hand. Inhale, everyone drawing everything back up. Releasing through that left foot, so taking left foot down, taking a wiggle with the rights. And then we stand tall at the head of our mats. So as we inhale, those arms draw up again, Urdhva-hastasana. Exhale, cascade softly forward, fold soft knees, Uttanasana. Inhale, we lift up, halfway lift, gaze forwards. Exhale, we place those hands down, step or jump, feet back to high plank. And we drop down through the knees, untuck the toes, lower chest down to the floor. Exhale here. Inhale, we draw up, find that baby cobra again, maybe those hands come off. Exhale, fingertips placed down, we tuck under toes, roll it back, downward facing dog. From here, we drop the knees, untuck the toes, drop it back, child's pose, forehead coming down to the mats. And we take a second here. So this is where we find that balance, that moment of ease within the efforts. A second to just check in, contemplate with how the body's feeling, how the mind's feeling. Next inhale that we find, we start to peel forward. So we come back to that tabletop. And we come into this idea of balance again. So we're going to reach that right arm forwards, take the gaze forwards as well. And take a second to check in here with that stability. And then we push down through the top of that right foot. We take the left leg out behind us. So it's almost that dual action, that pulling and pushing between the two, fingertips reaching forwards, foot reaching back. Option to pause here, or maybe you start to reach that right hand behind you, bending in through that left leg. And you take the right hand to the left foot if you can find that connection and push between the two. So you lift through that chest, lift through that head, finding our tiger. Just one big breath in here. Exhale, release down. We take the hands back down. We pad out, check back in with that alignment. Then we come to find that other side. So left hand reaching out long. And when you feel that stability, taking the right leg out behind you as well. Just pausing here. And then if you're ready, taking that bend through the right knee. Right foot coming in towards the glute, and that left hand maybe reaches behind you, finding the foot. And you find that motion between the two. So foot pushes into the hand, and we push down through the right hand as well, finding that lift through the chest. Pausing here. One more inhale. Exhale, just releasing down. Taking a second to pad out through the hands. And take any movement here that feels good. So maybe it's some circles. Maybe you even close down through the eyes. So we allow ourselves to drop into sensation. ask ourselves what movement would feel nourishing here. Maybe it's simply stillness in a child's pose again. So check in with what works for you. A few breaths, taking whatever movement you need, remembering it's your practice. And then as and when you're ready, tucking under those toes and drawing back into that downward facing dog. So heels draw down towards the mat. They don't have to get there, just an idea of where they're going. Pushing down through that right foot as we inhale, left foot comes up behind us. Three-legged dog. Option again to take that bend through the left knee, rotate out, find that opening. Or to take that left knee straight, keep the leg long and walk those hands in just as far as they can go, finding that variation of a standing splits. So your choice. Just one more breath here if you're in that standing splits. And then walking those hands forwards, and then wherever we are, just on the inhale, breathing in, and as we exhale, left foot coming in between the hands, we ground down on the exhale, and as we inhale, we rise up, finding that high lunge. Rooting down through the feet, lifting up through those fingertips. Inhale, breathing in here. As you exhale, hands come down through heart center, we drop chin down to chest. And then as we inhale, we cactus open those arms, taking the gaze maybe up to the sky. Breathing in, opening through the throat as well. Inhale here. Exhale, we round and close, hands coming to heart center, palms together. And then we see if we can find that buoyancy. And we kick off, right leg out long behind us, finding that warrior three. Palms pushing together, pointing through that back foot or flexing. Just noticing, being aware of those wobbles. Just one more breath here. Inhale, breathing in. Exhale, drawing right knee up to chest. Taking a second here to pause. And then we have that opportunity to find our dancer. So just waiting here. We take that right foot towards the right glutes. Right hand maybe reaches behind. We grab hold of that right foot. And we start to reach that left arm forwards. Dropping the chest down. And the same way we did in that tiger, we're pushing the foot against the hand and lifting through that chest. Just a few breaths here. If you wobble and you come out, knowing that it's okay, taking a breath, coming back in. One more inhale here. Exhale, starting to release, just coming back to standing, taking that weight into the right foot. Taking some circles, movement with the left. Maybe even taking a shake of that upper body. And also noticing that breath here. So when we're ready, feet hip distance apart, we inhale, draw up, Urdhva. Exhale, soft forward fold through the knees. Inhale, halfway lift, straight back, gaze forwards. Exhale, we place those hands, step the feet back to our plank, and we come through knees, dropping them down, untuck toes, lower chest. Exhale here. Inhale, we lift head, lift neck, baby cobra. Exhale, tuck under toes, roll it back, downward facing dog. And immediately from here, just dropping those knees down. Untucking toes, dropping it back to a child's pose. So again, this is this moment of ease. Check in with that breath. So noticing if that effort throughout the practice, these moments of balance where we start to engage the body, if those have an effect on the breath. So do we find ourselves not breathing when we're concentrating?
knowing that that's completely normal, but always just heightening that awareness of what's going on. So maybe you even take a few releasing breaths here in through the nose, out through the mouth. Starting slowly now to just rise up, fingertips drawing back towards you. And from kneeling, just taking those legs out long in front. So just coming into seated. And we're going to take a flex through that left foot. Draw the right knee up in towards the chest. Right hand is going to come behind us. And as we inhale, we're going to reach that left arm up towards the sky. As we exhale, taking a hug of the right knee, or maybe taking elbow to the outside. Inhale, we find that little bit of a lift. Exhale, we twist. Keeping everything active, Marachasana C. Take one big inhale here. Exhale, release both hands, walking them both round over to the left, pushing down into the mat so we find a counter twist. And then we come back through center, dropping that right knee out to the side, so sole of the right foot to the inside of the right thigh. You might take a block or a cushion underneath the right knee if that feels good. And as we inhale, we draw those arms up above the head. As we exhale, we start to forward fold. And we're going to allow the body to go floppy here, so release that foot. Allow the hands to fall wherever is comfortable. And allow a nice round to happen through the back. There might even be a slight bend through that left leg, so we're not keeping it completely straight. We're taking this one a little bit softer. Almost more how we would in a yin practice, so we just release any active efforts. Just a few more breaths here. And always playing, exploring with where works. So where does that alignment work for you? Maybe the hands are actually rested over the leg. One more inhale, breathing in. Exhale, releasing. Slowly drawing back up. And then coming to find that other side, so taking right leg out long, flexing through that right foot, left knee in towards the chest. Left hand comes behind us as we inhale, that right arm reaches up towards the sky. As we exhale, finding that hug of the knee or elbow to the outside. Inhale to breathe in, exhale to find that twist, maybe gaze goes behind you. Keeping fingertips active here, toes and feet as well. One more breath in. Exhale, taking it all around to the right hand side, pushing down in towards the mat, in towards the earth, counter twist. Inhale, draw up. We drop that left knee out towards the side, so sole of that left foot in towards the right thigh. And again, we inhale, draw those arms up. Exhale, start to find that forward fold, but we allow that curve to happen in the back, that round. We allow the hands to fall wherever is comfortable. And we find the support that we need. So maybe we take a block or a cushion onto the leg, maybe even a bolster and a block. Allow yourself to soften here. So taking everything a little bit softer, a little slower, a little steadier. Next inhale, slowly peeling away, removing any props that you have, Taking both legs out long and then just coming to lie down on the back. Taking hands again back to the belly, back to the heart space. And closing down through the eyes, peeling down, making yourself comfortable here as you arrive. Ask yourself, if you could be just 10% more comfortable, what would I do? So maybe it's just picking up the shoulders, placing them back down. Maybe it's grabbing hold of a blanket, grabbing hold of a pillow. Maybe it's even moving position, so rolling over onto one side or onto the belly. So whatever it is, go there now. And then just draw that attention, that awareness back to the breath. So like we talked about at the start of practice, this prana, this energy is our breath, and it moves through us as we inhale. And in yoga we have this idea of nadis or energy channels. So it might be easy to almost imagine them like veins running through the body. And our breath as we inhale moves through these channels, reaching all of the parts of the body, from the outermost edges all the way to the inside. And this breath moves to the parts of the body where it's needed. So it has this dual action. This breath facilitates our asana practice, so our movement, but it also facilitates our stillness. This moment to just be present with the breath, just be present with the body. And as this prana moves through us, it restores, it unlocks, it releases. It removes any tension. And we allow ourselves to let go on every exhale that we take. Body sinking a little bit deeper into the mat, finding that release. So as we lie here, just imagining any tension dissipating. Now, option to stay here for a little longer. As always with YouTube, we have this amazing opportunity to just stay and release, take the time that we need. If you're ready to start finishing up, the next breath that comes in, allow it to move through you like a wave, eventually hitting fingertips, hitting toes. And with that breath, with that wave, we welcome in that movement again. So wiggles through the wrists, through the ankles. And we keep those eyes closed, taking any movement that we need. Maybe it's just turning the head from side to side. And we make our own journey slowly up towards seated. So starting slowly to rise up. That's taking a cross-legged position when you get here, or actually anywhere that feels comfortable, and dropping that chin down to the chest. So take a moment, hands together, to just say thank you to yourselves for practicing today. Thank you for finding the balance within that practice. And then also thank you to the amazing lineage of teachers that have come before us. So when we're ready, breathing in through the nose. Exhale, release out through the mouth. Letting go, finding that release. Slowly allowing hands to drop down onto the knees, fluttering open eyelids, coming back to the space, coming back to the room. So thank you guys so much for practicing with me today. I hope this is one that you can come back to. If you liked it, please let me know in the comments, or let me know over on Instagram. All info is below, and please subscribe. We have new classes every week. They're normally quite short, but they're a good kind of example of what I've been teaching in person in my London classes, so feel free to check them out. Hope you have a lovely rest of the day, and sending you all lots of love.